Hey guys, welcome to another episode of All Bass Creations Effects Tutorials, Demos, and Review. If you're joining us on Instagram, if you want the full picture, you can head over to YouTube. all that good stuff. But I definitely appreciate all of you guys hanging out with me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. So today we'll be going over the brand new, just released today update of the ToneX software and ToneX One and ToneX pedal. So what does some of the updates include? Let's go ahead and get into it. You were kind of listening to some of them there. So let's peel some of these layers back. All right, so we'll turn all of this off and we'll begin to dive into some of the updates. Well, first off, hope y'all having a wonderful day. Hit that like button if you're joining me, hanging out with me, for sure. Wherever you are on Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff, go hit that like button. But, okay, so first things first, the update primarily added the ability to pretty much make this one little small unit, a ToneX One, for example, something that fits in the palm of your hand. It turns it into a multi-effects unit for sure now. And what I mean by that is it updated the noise gate. It also gave us how many? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different modulation types. So it added a chorus, a tremolo, phaser, a flanger, and a rotary. Pretty much a Leslie speaker for the typically used for organs, but also used for guitar and different things like that. Excuse me. And they also added a delay section. And they added a digital and a tape delay, and each one of those has a normal and a ping pong mode. And so ping pong mode means it'll be just the delay will be bouncing between the left and right ear, because all these are in stereo as well. So the delay will be bouncing from ear to ear rather than the normal mode. Both of the delays will be happening at the same time rather than ping pong, ping pong, ping, like that. So that's just the noise gate, for example, right there. Without it, you're not going to hear much of a difference. But if I had like some, high gain type sounds, this noise gate would come in handy a lot more. But for bassists, if we're not using overdriven or distorted sounds, you pretty much can leave the noise gate off. But if you want to turn it on just in case you got any extra noise going on in your signal, to make those breaks extra clean, that's sweet too. So right, let's go and hop over to the modulation section. So we got the chorus on. Beautiful chorus. Woo. Beautiful chorus. Beautiful chorus. Let me turn this mic off. So that's just a chorus, you know, and of course you don't get all the parameters in the world with this, but you know, you also get this sync button where you can use the tap tempo to adjust different things. So now the rate, if you paying attention to the middle of the screen there, it's going by actual note subdivisions, actual, you know, note lengths, quarter note, half note, and that's based on when you do your tap tempo. So in the software itself, what you can't see at the moment is right down at the bottom of the ToneX software be a tap tempo for this type of stuff. As you can see, or you can set it manually to whatever number, and you also have the option to have when you have the pedal plugged in, you can have the option to make the BPMs global or to actually have them set to each individual preset, you know, BPM. So say you're doing a show and you guys have set BPMs for your tracks, you can have each individual preset be have its own BPM preset, which is amazing. Or if you're doing improvisational music live, you can then use the tap tempo, the global tap tempo, and then whatever patch you switch to, you can then change the tempo of that patch. I mean, all those patches will be to the same tempo based on what you did with the tap tempo. So beautiful. Nice slow chorus. So really, really nice chorus there. And you can set that to post or pre. So you get to have it before the amp model or after the amp model as well. So, you know, pretty much when you're running it after the amp model, it's going to color everything, you know, that IR sound. And for me personally, I like the way my pedals sound running into an amp. It's just how I'm used to shaping my tones. Because traditionally we'd have a pedal board and then we run that pedal board into a bass amp. So that's just how my mind works and how I like things to sound. After I get through my speaker cabinet, I really don't want too much in there other than room sounds, which is delay and reverb help you achieve. So moving on, we got the tremolo. And they give you a few more parameters with this one. So So you're getting a really nice tremolo in there as well. You know, a few options, and of course you got the sync button here. You can have it sync to an exact note subdivision, or you can, you know, have it set to more so milliseconds type thing. So you can have that again pre-post. All of them are going to have the same sync and pre-post option there, but we just kind of got to go through the actual modulation types and what they do. Oh, so just to explain, if you're not familiar with modulations too much, this is a tremolo, so which does ducks the volume at certain times. It's equivalent to if I was turning my volume knob on and off. You know, like that type of thing. So, you know, but you can set it to a particular rate, and then you can also change the shape of it. So with this one in particular, that's more of a triangle type of shape. And this is more of, when it's all the way up, it's more of a square. So it's like, it gives you more of that, like for me, more of that synthy type of choppy sound versus when it's with the square type of wave versus the triangle, but you can mix it anywhere in between. Then the spread is just how wide that sounds, you know. So let's keep it moving. And then we have the phaser. And I didn't turn on the amp models or anything yet. We're going to get to that in a second. But I just want you guys to be able to hear what the modulations by themselves sound like, because technically now you can use this ToneX One pedal or a ToneX pedal in general to use it as just a modulation pedal. Granted, it doesn't have a ton of different modulations. It's only got one of each, and they have only a couple parameters, a few parameters with them usually. They do sound good. So phaser sounds really good as well. So moving on. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get this done in a timely fashion today, guys. I got other stuff I gotta do, but I definitely wanted to hop on and give you guys this update rundown of this new update. Cause to be honest, let's just be honest, for $179, you're getting some of the absolute best amp models. And these pretty much duplicate whatever rig you want to. You can make unlimited amp models with this pedal. You can use custom IRs. And now you got all these different modulations and 5 different modulations and 2 different delays, really 4 different ones if you count each of the normal and ping pong mode for each one. And they all sound fantastic to be given to you for free. Just bam, here's an update. You got pedals like the Line 6 pedal that just came out. What's that? A HX Stomp 1 or no, the HX no, this is the Pod Express bass, which I didn't really care for that pedal, to be honest. I think this ToneX One is a much better value in terms of, yes, you don't have the extra knobs to do things on the actual pedal, but one, you get 2 pieces of software. You get, and both of these pieces of software can be used as plugins as well. So not only do you get some of the best amp models, let's hear a little bit of these. These are some that are included in my pack. If you want to hit that like button for me, I definitely appreciate y'all hanging with me. But make sure y'all hit that like button while you're here. And subscribe, like, and share, of course. Check out the Patreon if you want to support the channel. But if you go to the Patreon, I got 11 different preamp packs available for the ToneX series pedals and software. So things like the Gensler Magellan preamp, the Aguilar AG preamp, Ampeg SGT, Little Mark III by Mark Bass, all these different ones are available. And things like the Color Box, all these different preamps are available on the Patreon, as well as if you want my actual list that you're seeing here, like my actual preset list right off of my ToneX One is available on there as well as a pack. So check that out when you get a chance. But when you take the value of this being $179, is crazy. some of the best amp models. I'm just flip through some of these joints. But all these are available on the Patreon. In one pack, it's the Bass Negus pack. This entire list, it gives you 12 different preamps as well as 6 different IRs, custom IRs that I made. And these IRs were made with a Fender Bassman Neo 115 with a tweeter into an Audix D6 microphone, and that running into a JHS color box. So, you know, the IRs aren't even just thrown together. They sound really good. Everything sounds... So just to run through a few of them, but all those are available on the Patreon. Make sure y'all hit the like button for me while you're here. Definitely appreciate all you guys tuning in on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. And yeah, that's all of them. But yeah, so moving on with the modulation section, we just got one more. I just wanted to let you guys know we got these preset packs available, and the preset pack again includes 12 different preamps along with a Fender Bassman Neo 115 with an Audix 6 running into a color box and a few other IRs. There's 6 different IRs in there on that list. And you also get one of the GK Gallion Kruger Neo 3 115 with a tweeter, which is my other favorite 115 cabinet. So, all right. So we went through the chorus, phaser. Now we're on to the flanger. Again, let's go back to the Aguilar. Let's use, and we'll take the IR off just so we can get a nice, and we'll take this reverb off. So, bam. And again, this is the brand new update. If you haven't updated your ToneX series pedal yet, you can do that. Just go to your IK Multimedia, IK Product Manager app on your laptop, and you update your software, and then through that you plug in your ToneX One or your ToneX pedal, update the firmware as well so it can support the additional modulations and delays. So you got 5 new delays. Really, they 2 different type of 5 new modulations, 2 new delays with 2 modes each, so that really makes 4. Updated noise gate, you know, with a faster release, all that good stuff. So let's turn this compressor back on here. All right, let's hit this flanger. Yeah, so you even get a really nice sounding flanger in there. And if you want to mix in your dry signal, you can do that through the advanced settings. You can come over here, adjust the mix. Because, you know, like I said, technically now you can use this ToneX One as just a straight up multi-effects pedal. You can use it as an amp modeling pedal. You can use it as your delay and reverb pedal at the end of a chain. You can put it anywhere on your pedal board as a modulation. You can put it as a compressor or a noise gate. It's just so flexible. It's just so flexible, and it still is in the micro form. If you have a ToneX One, it fits in the palm of your hand. All these different effects. You don't want to be fooling around with this stuff while you're on stage anyway. That's why I prefer to have everything in presets like this. So, like, yes, I won't be able to access all these parameters and stuff while I'm on stage, but for one, if I'm using the ToneX One as a standalone pedal by itself, going to a gig, I would just have these modulations set up for different things if I needed them. But you want to focus on performing. More than playing with the effect wise, especially on stage. It's really unprofessional to be playing with stuff all the time, you know, unless it's part of your improvisational thing, like a, you know, Yannick Gwozdala does you know, improvisation portion where he just makes up sounds and stuff. Yeah, that's cool. But if you're just supposed to be in the middle of a song and you playing with effects and the rest of the band's looking at you to start the song, and you can't start the song because you fidgeting. Have all that stuff pre-worked out, just straight up presets on here, and bam, if you need a faster one, you can do all that. But you got the flanger, and then you got the rotary, which is a rotary speaker, which is like a Leslie type effect. Not type effect, it is a Leslie effect. Mind you, this update was free. That's crazy. That's crazy. IK Multimedia is literally coming for everybody. They killing. For the price, $179 gets you 2 pieces of software, ToneX and Amplitude 5. Both can be used as plugins. Both of them regularly updated. Unlimited amp models and the modeling software with the ToneX. Then you also got an audio interface when you get the pedal, and you can use them with your iPad as well. It's just, this is amazing for the price. I really can't think of. I was excited. I already have all these effects in various forms, but just the fact that a company is trying to keep up and they're adding new things. I know the Nano Cortex and all that stuff has come out recently. What's the company name? I forgot the people that makes them. But, so them and IK Multimedia and a few other companies kind of battling right now along with Line 6. All trying to see who's going to come out with the best product. And to be honest, I couldn't be happier. There is so many new things coming out. It's ridiculous. I feel like I'm getting old. I ain't nothing but 35, but man, I would have loved this as a kid, especially. You know how much money I could have saved, as a kid, just trying to get in the game with this stuff, man. $179, you in the game now. Yep, Neural Cortex, Nano Cortex, the little new pedal. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate you. Feel free to comment and ask questions. You know what I'm saying? If you got a question, leave it in the comments, and I'll try to answer it to the best of my ability. But this is a brand new update, just came out today, like I said, for the ToneX series pedals and software. And just so happens I came out with a pack as well. So hit that like button wherever you are. Hit that like button for me real quick. Getting this out to y'all today. Not tomorrow, not the day after, today. Just came out this morning. So, and I also have this whole list of presets you see here at the bottom is the Bass Negus preset pack available to you on the Patreon. If you want to support the channel more, you can do that on the Patreon. But I also have the Bass Negus pack, which gives you a variety pack of preamps and 12 different preamps, 6 different IR cabinet, and then you got 11 different preamps available, preamp packs on there. The Magellan, Gensler Magellan, Aguilar AG preamp, Eden WTDI, Aguilar SGT, Mark Bass Little Mark III, Ampeg BA series head, Jens Ben shuttle. So all these different stuff is available. Even the original TC Electronic BH500, which is one of my favorite TC Electronic heads ever. You know, that's before they got taken over. So that's when everything was super quality, in my opinion. But all this stuff available on the Patreon. But let's move on. So let's get to the delays. Let's turn this modulation off. So now, you know, let's go with a different amp here. So we're going with an Ampeg BA head with Fender Bassman 115 Neo running into an Audix D6 into a JHS Color Box V2. And then we're going to run that into this delay now. Nice digital delay. And just so you know, all these new effects, the modulations and delays are all in reverbs, are all in stereo. So that's amazing too. And you get a ping pong mode and a normal mode. So normal mode just like a regular standard delay. But then you run that into the ping pong mode and it gives you a nice bouncing back and forth effect. So nice back and forth sound. Of course, if you want to play with the delay, play the time and feedback. So if you want to do pads and things like that, you return this feedback up. If you want the pads to sustain infinitely, you return the pad all the feedback all the way up to 100. Now it just sustained for you. So now it's even can be used as a ambient machine. For real, for real. Turn this up. Let's add this new reverb they added. They added a new reverb too, a spring reverb. Beautiful. So that's a nice little way of adding some. Well, that's kind of fire. I actually like the way this delay sounds. That's fire, actually. Oh, and it even let me switch. Let me see if it let me switch. So it'll let you switch modes even while it's sustaining. That's cool. So if you want the pads to be able to move with you a little bit more, you just will pull back that delay. That feedback. See, still give you a nice long. If you want a smoother pad, you just would fade in your volume. And, we don't even have the modulations on, like the chorus. You can run a chorus with that. That joint got, that's nasty. Let me see. That got nasty now. one thing I love about tape delays, and you know, I'm giving out a few little effects tips here while we're doing this as well. I like to do things like have the tape. Let me turn some of this other stuff off so you can hear just that delay by itself. I already went through the modulations, but I'm gonna be adding them in and out anyway. Again, it's only 5 of them. But you can take that feedback up. Right? Run that into some reverb. Now, change this time. You create different effects simply by changing the delay time as you're playing. And you get that nice antique type sound. You can also sync this to quarter notes, all everything, 30-second notes, all the way through whole notes. Change that time while you're playing with tape delays, and it gives you a nice effect like that. It's almost like a ring modulator now. And this just so you have ideas what it sounds like without the reverb. Woo, that sound is fire. I might have to say that setting right there. I'm gonna have to make this a separate setting real quick. Hold up. This how I don't lose stuff. What I want to call this sound? What kind of sound? What is it? I don't even know. Yeah, there. Let's put delay bells. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate you. Let's call it that. But we're not gonna add it to that list. We'll add it to my generals folder. Run that with some, let's go to flanger. Can I run this after? Let's do this. Let's run that like that. It's like a ring modulator type thing in there. That's yeah. See, you can use delays for various effects, type things. You don't have to use it and delay into reverb all the time. Use your different stuff. Appreciate that. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Hit that like button for me, guys. Like I said, this update just came out this morning. I ain't get it to you tomorrow. I ain't get it to you the day after. I got you the same day in there. Like I said, if you grab a ToneX One, that's $179. It's going to include the ToneX software, Amplitude 5, and you can go and get my preset packs, which are available on the Patreon, as well as if you want to support the channel. Go to that Patreon, check it out for sure. I got packs for the MS-60B Plus and the Zoom B6 as well. Zoom MS-60B Plus and 11 different preamp packs available for the ToneX series stuff, as well as this brand new Bass Negus preset pack I just put out yesterday. So check all that stuff out, all your favorite preamps in there. All right, so let's see what else we can get with that. All right, so if you just pull it back slightly, if you put it on 100, it's going to sustain for a really, really long time. But if you put it on like 93, 90, somewhere around there, you can phase out. And depending on how long you want that to be, and this is if you wanted to run it through a modulation, like say you wanted to run it through the chorus. You would put the delay first, but I actually like it afterwards. It gives a bigger sound. See what I'm saying? It's a much bigger sound. Getting into like that mood bliss territory, type of thing. A lot of stuff is just playing around with stuff, makes a difference. One thing I love that they did is when you switch back and forth from effects, it keeps the old settings still in place. So I'm not losing my settings every time I'm just trying out a new effect in that area. That's pretty cool. But yeah, this update is available right now. You can update your ToneX software on the ToneX product manager. And it'll update your pedal in the ToneX software as well. And like I said, they updated the noise gate to give it a faster release. We ain't really going over the noise gate too much today because I don't have any distortion to run into it, but their noise gate is really good. Typically bass players, we might not use it as much if we're not using overdriven sounds or synth type sounds. But the compressor is really good too. I typically set mine up somewhere around like this. good thing about this as well is and the fact that you have it in a plug-in means that you can have all this on while you're recording in your DAW, your recording software, and turn on the low latency mode. And then if you record it direct into your laptop or something like that and don't put anything before it, you can have the option to change all this stuff later. So instead of being glued to whatever you recorded, if you run it through the ToneX software or the Amplitude software, now you can go back and change things. You can change, add effects, take out effects, say, that I might have overdid with that delay effect, maybe turn that feedback down. I really like this delay. I don't know why I like this short. I never really play with short delay times like that, but it does add some extra stuff. Ooh, that's an interesting question. Okay. Joy Deep asked, should they buy the Zoom MS-60 Plus or the ToneX One? Well, what do you need? If you need something that's more on the effects side, I would go with the MS-60B Plus. Meaning, really at that price point, you really could get both of them joints, and that'll make a sick rig. Like just a MS-60B Plus and I would even say a MS-70 CDR Plus and a ToneX One together will make a killing rig. But if you want a more variety of each effect, I will go with a Zoom MS-60B Plus. And if you wanted the best tone, like if you're a real tone junkie, like you really like accurate amp models and you don't really use effects that much, but you like to have them available to you, a few of them, the ToneX One will be just fine. It's going to give you a noise gate, a compressor, a preamp, amp cabinet IRs and simulations, as well as 5 different modulations, two types of delay with 2 different modes, so really 4. And then it's going to give you reverbs as well, and they added a reverb. The Spring 4 is a brand new reverb they just added. So, and you get an EQ section. Let's not forget this, that you can have pre or post of the sound, along with these presence and depth knobs, which make a huge difference. And then you also have a mix knob here if you want to keep your dry signal. Say I had that big kooky sound, right? I can have my dry sound mix into that as well, instead of just the all dry sound. So, and this modulation section, I would typically like it before the amp model. So I would, this would be my suggestion: noise gate, compressor, modulation, amp model, cabinet, IR, delay, reverb into the last, and then have the advanced section running in post, meaning running at the very end. That way you can tailor each sound to where you need it, when you need it, and how you need it. But yeah, in terms of your question, getting back to the question that was asked, MS-60B Plus is going to have some good amp models in it. It does. It doesn't have as high as a processing rate as the ToneX One, but the effects and the variety of effects in there are amazing, and they do sound really good. And you get 6 effects at a time with that one as well, but with more flexibility than the ToneX in terms of where you can place them, what you're doing, and all that extra stuff. So if you absolutely need the best amp models, because that's why I chose ToneX, it has the best amp models in my opinion. And I can make unlimited amp models, or I can buy them from somebody like myself, which you can find on the Patreon. Let's go. You can find 11 different preamp packs, as well as the Bass Negus preset pack, which gives you all my personal presets for the ToneX series stuff and pedals, right on the Patreon, right there. Bow. Thousands of dollars worth of gear already modeled for you. You ain't got to spend an hour. Because it took me, I do these preamps separate from the cabinet IRs. So I did the preamps. That took an hour. And then I did the cabinet separately using an Audix D6 and a JHS Color Box V2, which is a 1073 style preamp. So I these are everything that I exactly use. But let's not get stuck on that. Hit that like button though. I appreciate y'all. But that if you went with last tip in terms of which one would you choose? Long term, both of them are going to stand up a lot for you, but I will say IK Multimedia definitely does more updates on the regular if that matters to you, but it's already amazing as is. So but the ToneX One, I will say this, it's like I said before, if you record it into your computer directly, the ToneX One is also an audio interface, so that makes a huge difference versus the Zoom MS-60B Plus is not. So that may be a deal breaker for you. But let's hear a little bit of this spring reverb here. It's got a nice sound to it, So I just wanted you guys to be able to hear what the actual reverb itself sounded like, you know, in action. Because sometimes, you know, me personally, I use reverb very subtly a lot of times. So I'm talking about 12% and below if I'm not doing ambient type music. If I'm just like, if I just wanted my bass amp to sound like it's in a room, I would choose a room with something around there with the time, little pre-delay in there. Yeah, just a little bit of pre-delay. Get some pre-delay in there. Color all the way up and run that bass cabinet. So just a little bit of reverb. I mean, yeah, a little bit of touch of reverb in there. And it just keeps it from sounding like it's too close to your ears sometimes when you Yeah, I hope y'all can hear the difference between that. I'm just trying to show you, just, you know, a lot of times I'll add just a little smidge of reverb if I'm, because this signal with the preamp and the IRs are going to be running into the house. So I would take just a smidge of reverb and throw it in there. Look, I'm only using 5% on the mix there. You can do it less, you know. You can, you know, if you're feeling froggy, you can do a little bit more. But that just kind of, for me, adds that extra room, little sound, little bit of extra, you know, some, when you're used to hearing a bass, for me, you're used to hearing it, your bass coming through a bass amp in a room, not like through a bass amp that's right here on your ears. So adding the reverb definitely for me adds a nice roomier sound to it, you know, just a little bit, not a lot, not enough to make it sound washy, but just enough where it doesn't sound all dry. You know, so in a way, it just gives you, makes it sound fuller to me, like it's not just right here, like it's around me, you know. So this update is crazy, guys. You know, I hit that like button for me. Like I said, this joint came out this morning. I got it out to you today, not tomorrow, not the day after. I'll be on it, trying to get y'all these guitar and bass effects. Well, really, you know, this is a guitar and a bass effect, but just effects in general. Trying to make sure, you know, as I'm doing my ambient afternoons, which you can catch starting between 12 and 2, 4 to 5 times a week. Subscribe, like, and share. You'll know when I'm doing it. And that's, you know, this is more of the session I do where I'm doing product reviews, tutorials, demos, all that good stuff. So I appreciate all your questions. Yeah, you know, I don't really rock with the Pod Express bass like that, just to be honest with y'all. The Zoom MS-60B Plus or this ToneX One pedal. ToneX One pedal is going to be give you the most value out of all those, just to be honest with you. Like, in terms of quality, it's the highest quality one, in terms of sample rate and all that stuff. And it also, you know, it doesn't give you all the buttons, but it gives you every single thing you need when you throw it in the software. You know what I'm saying? Like, you as a bassist, we don't need too much more than you got your bass head, your bass cabinet, your compressor, and a smidge of reverb to add a little something in there. But then you also got your additional EQ there for any additional EQ you might need to do after you've, you know, for your IR or just you're finishing your sound up. Then you can still mix in dry signal. And it even less. So this mix knob actually is just between the like your dry bass sound running into the amp models or not. So what I mean is, like this, the reverb is still coming on the dry sound. It's still in there. But if I go all the way this way, that's the straight up. This the straight up amp sound here. So now it's this compressor running into the delay, and I mean to the reverb there. So basically, if you want to mix your dry sound and your amp sound, this is how you do that. Me personally, I always go with just the amp cabinet sound, but that's just me. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today on the ToneX One new update. It's not even the ToneX One, it's just all the ToneX ecosystem. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me. If you want to support the channel more, you can do that through the Patreon. You can go there, sign up, and keep up with all the new products and preset packs I'm coming out with. I got new IR packs coming out, and it's going to be 8 of them of different cabinets, everything from 410s to 212s to 210s to 115s. All that stuff is going to be on there. Different brand names as well. You got 11 different preamp packs available for the ToneX series stuff on the Patreon, as well as the Bass Negus preset pack, which I just came out with yesterday. That's available on the Patreon. Preset packs for the Zoom MS-60B Plus and the Zoom B6. Each of them have a 20 pack on there, so that's on the Patreon as well. As well as I'll be coming out with an improvisational course and a bass technique course and music theory courses. I have a special way of teaching improvisation. So I'm going to teach you guys my actual system that I've helped kids get into Juilliard, New School of Music, Berkeley, which I went to Berkeley College of Music myself. So, you know, helping you guys out and help you get there faster versus taking forever to get there, and show you where exactly to concentrate on and where you're wasting your time. So, you know, it's even going to be a limited amount of spots for one-on-one lessons as well. So I'll be doing everything from, you know, a limited number of one-on-one lessons to 3 different just music courses. I wouldn't even call them bass courses, just music courses. You're going to have preamp packs, all that stuff's on the Patreon. If you want to leave a tip, you can do that through the Cash App, Super Chat, or Super Thanks. But I truly appreciate all of you guys supporting me, hanging in there. We're growing, and as we grow, we're going to bring this stuff to you even faster. We're going to be breaking news for everything that got to do with bass, all right? We're going to be on it. But I definitely appreciate y'all hanging with me today. I am the Bass Negus, Negus. You can find me on all social media as the Bass Negus. But hit that like button before you go and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. All right. Oh, if you want to check out any of my music, my actual music, you can do that at allbasscreations.bandcamp.com. All right. You guys have